Okay, y'all, so check it. I'm back with another video, and this one is going to address one of the most common questions I've been getting here lately, or even when I first got into real estate. And that question is, first and foremost, is how you going to manage all these properties once you accumulate so many of them? Or, as an out-of-state investor, most people wonder, most people assume they have to sell their properties when they either thinking about moving out of state or if they thinking about investing in out-of-state properties, living from another state. And the answer to both of those is pretty much the same. It's way more simpler than most people think it is. And one of the best solutions is to solve those problems is hiring a property management team. Now, when most people hear property management team, they think it's a whole lot of fees involved. It's going to be taking a whole lot from their overhead as far as the cash flow that they bringing in from their rental properties, flips, or whatever. They're going to be paying the majority of it to property management when it actually works the exact opposite. I feel like it's a small price to pay with most property management teams charging anywhere from 10 to 15%. Anything more than that, I wouldn't deal with them because it's more than enough, and this some even got competitive rates where you may get it cheaper than that. You just got to shop around. So what it would look like is if you own properties, you move out of state, you pay the property management team. They're going to change the lockbox for you. They're going to do the rental application process, the screening for you, evictions. That's where it can start getting expensive when you get into evictions. But if they do their job from the beginning the right way, typically you won't have the wrong tenant in there to be worried about evictions. But now, say for instance you do it on your own and you say forget that, scratch that, I don't want to pay a property management, you may run into that problem of eviction, and then you have to do that process on your own, which it could be lengthy. You could lose a lot of money with tenants not paying while the court process is going on. And it's just an overall big headache. So like I said, back to the property management, they're going to do the screening, they're going to find the right applicants for you. And a big one is stay away from renting to people you know. If you're a landlord, even revealing to people that you even a landlord could be a bad thing, because typically people start wanting favors or calling you about stuff that they wouldn't typically call the normal landlord property management team about. So that one right there alone is removing you from being on the front lines and putting a mediator in between to deal with all of that mess, phone calls, plumbing issues, toilets, all that stuff people don't typically want to deal with. So, like I said, as an out-of-state investor, you encounter a plumbing issue, you simply call a plumber. Electrical issue, you simply call an electrical company, and so on. So it's not as hard as people think it is. You may end up paying a little bit more than what you expected, but it ain't every day that you have these type of problems, unless the property you invested in was just a horrible property to invest in from the beginning. And once again, that's when you sell that property and you hire a property management team to set your viewings for you, put a lockbox on there for you for people to enter the property, be able to view it, and pretty much sell it. And they also got e-signage, which is when it comes time to closing, you don't necessarily have to fly or drive back home or wherever your property is. You can simply do it all online. So they've made it convenient, especially with COVID and all these other issues we've been experiencing here lately, for you to pretty much do whatever you want to do in real estate. So don't make the process more complicated than it gotta be. Invest in out-of-state properties. Them is some of your best deals, because I'm at the point where I'm investing in properties now myself that I haven't even physically been to see myself. But like I said, and if you got reliable people you can trust, you don't necessarily even have to have a full property management team in the beginning, as far as if you're just interested in that property and you want to take a look at it, have somebody stop by, FaceTime you or whatever. We got all different type of electronic devices to where it makes viewing a property way much easier, so you don't have to just strictly go off the pictures that they show online, because of course, who's going to show you the worst pictures of a property? They're going to typically show you the highlights, so you want somebody to go see it in person for you. And if that's a small fee of giving somebody a gift card, paying for their gas, their mileage, whatever, That's typically what I advise to do before you invest in a $100,000 property, $200,000 property. You find out is way more involved in that property than what you was willing to take on. So hopefully you got something for that video. If you got any questions concerning investing in out-of-state property or managing properties in general, you can reach out with any questions, concerns that you may have, and hopefully you got something from this video.